Hey everyone, I noticed that many of you are watching my videos but haven't subscribed yet. If you're enjoying the content and want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow and keeps you updated with my latest videos.
Based on a true story. The film starts with Matosh, who has cerebral palsy, arriving in a wheelchair for a medical panel assessment. Due to illness, he can no longer speak. Set in 1987, the story follows young Mattis as he navigates a difficult childhood. In one assessment, he is given a simple shape matching task, but the doctor misinterprets his condition as a mental disorder. His mother firmly disagrees with this conclusion. The mother believes strongly in Matosh's intelligence, but the doctor dismisses him, even making an insulting comparison. He recommends placing the child in a specialist boarding school, but the mother refuses. At home, she keeps trying to help her son learn to walk, even though her other children doubt it will work. Matt, unable to move properly, crawls across the floor toward his father, who is distracted with his own work. Worried parents seek help from a massage therapist, but even after several attempts, the specialist admits he cannot improve the child's condition and refuses payment for the final visit. The mother continues taking Mattis outside, trying to understand his silent attempts to communicate, while the rest of the family slowly loses hope. At home, she keeps caring for him despite everyone's doubts. Mattis struggles with loneliness, observing life around him, and trying to understand family bonds. One day, a package arrives from an uncle in Germany, containing ordinary gifts and a strange coconut. The family opens it together, and the experience quietly teaches Mattis patience and persistence, as he watches everyday life and slowly learns from it. While watching a space program on television, Mitch becomes completely absorbed. But Matilda abruptly switches it off, leaving him upset and restless. His mother notices his agitation, but chooses not to interfere in the argument between the siblings. Soon after, Matilda misplaces a hairpin, and Mitch crawls across the room trying to point it out. Yet his efforts are misunderstood and ignored by everyone. In 1989, his father spends a quiet moment with him, showing the night sky and explaining the stars, which awakens Matosh's curiosity about the world beyond his reach. As time passes, his father builds him a rough wheelchair from spare parts so he can move more freely. During Poland's national celebrations, the father leaves for a simple errand, but returns late and intoxicated, calling out from the balcony. At that very moment, fireworks illuminate the sky, celebrating a historic turning point for the nation. Matosh's painful cries draw the attention of a nearby police officer, who once knew his late father. A sudden burst of anger causes the situation to escalate, leading to his arrest. From the window, Mitch watches helplessly as Anka and her mother pack their things to leave. Before going, Anka hurries to share her struggles, but he is unable to reply the way he wants, only letting out a deep, heartbreaking sound instead of words. By 2000, his brother returns home from his travels, bringing the family together again. Matilda is now married, and conversations begin about their future, especially where and how they will live. After their mother's death, she reluctantly takes on the duty of caring for Mitch, even though she feels uncertain and unprepared for the responsibility. After some time, his mother comes to see him, hesitating briefly before entering. She stays for a while, but soon leaves to catch her train, promising to return soon. As he realizes he has been left there, Mitch falls into deep sadness. Although the staff treat him kindly, everything shifts when a new volunteer arrives, bringing small moments of comfort. His mother continues visiting and shares updates about the family, but Mitch begins to feel resentment toward her for leaving him in that place. Overwhelmed with emotion, he falls from his chair, after which he is placed in isolation for safety. Instead of properly adjusting his care, the doctors restrain him during treatment, causing further distress. Later, feeling ashamed and frustrated, he tries to move on his own. While attempting to go down the stairs in his wheelchair, he loses balance and falls. Recalling his father's lesson about staying strong in difficult moments, the story shifts to 2005, when a new volunteer, Magda, is introduced to Mitch and the other patients as part of a trial to see if she can handle the environment. Unlike others, she shows genuine interest in him, paying attention to how he reacts and trying to connect with him. In his room, she plays music and dances, explaining it helps her escape negative thoughts. Though a nurse, later questions her behavior. Magda begins to notice small signs of awareness in Mitch, strengthening her belief that he understands more than people think. On his 25th birthday, his mother visits with a cake, while Magda asks for permission to take him outside the facility. Later, she brings him a gift and spends more time with him, growing closer. Eventually, she takes him out to a festive gathering at a restaurant, where family members and guests are celebrating together. When Magda brings Mitch to a gathering, his presence in a wheelchair creates an awkward atmosphere. She suddenly introduces him as her fiancé, and even kisses him, leaving everyone shocked. Guests look away, while her father reacts with disapproval. It soon becomes clear that her actions are driven by personal anger toward her father, using Mitch to make a point. Feeling humiliated and used, Mitch loses balance and falls from his chair, breaking the moment completely. After this, he is taken back to the facility, sitting quietly by the window again. He learns that Magda has left, having fulfilled her own purpose. Realizing he was only a part of her plan, he hides his pain behind a forced smile while listening to music. During a later visit, his mother shares updates about the family, but Mitch suddenly breaks down in tears. She tries to comfort him, unaware of the real reason behind his emotional pain. In 2008, a small outdoor play is arranged at the care facility for the residents. During a therapy session, Mitch notices a woman, Mrs. Jolala, who works with disabled people and teaches communication through simple gestures. He tries hard to get her attention, and she eventually responds, helping him stay calm. She develops a basic sign-based system for him, using blinks and symbols, which surprises the medical staff, who had underestimated him. Later, she involves his family, so they can also understand him. Using this new method, Mitch expresses a clear thought: I am not just a body. After this breakthrough, his life improves. He receives better care, a customized wheelchair, and a more comfortable space. By 2010, a journalist named Ava visits to learn his story, and he begins using a computer to communicate and connect with others. He also spends time with visiting relatives, slowly becoming more engaged with life. However, later officials decide to transfer him elsewhere despite his progress. Mitch resists this decision, refusing to be treated as incapable again, and shows determination to stay where he has found his voice.